Hi everyone, this is Sheila Peters and we're about to do a stretch body awareness class. Let's start being on our knees, and if you need to put some pads underneath your knees to help you, if you have knee issues, please do so. We're going to put our hands on our hips and we're going to just lift our hips up and come back down and lift up and come back down. Two more, lift it up and down, and last time, lift and come down. From here, we're going to put our hands down and just slide our hips over to the side. So we're getting a little more action now on the sides of our glutes and the sides of our hips. Repeat, over and lift and over and up. And once more, here we go, over. Now from here, we're going to reach our left arm up and stretch to the side, bending our right arm so we get a little side body stretch there. Come up right and shift to the other side. Hand comes down, bend the elbow, reach the arm up and stretch to the side. Coming up, let's take that once more in each direction. Hip goes down, so we're getting a little hip action, bending the right arm as we reach the left one over. So we're getting more of a stretch on the side body here on the opposite side. And we come up and go to the other side, elbow bends, hips down, reach the arm over, excellent, and come upright. Now let's come back up to that lifted position. Let's reach our right leg out from here. We're going to push through so we feel a little stretch in the inside thigh, and come up, and breathe, push out, and come up, two more, and push out, feeling that inside thigh get a stretch, and lift. And push it out and lift up. Replace that knee and bring the other leg up. Here we go. Push out and lift. Breathe. Push it out and up. Two more. Reach it out and lift. And reach it out. Good. And lift. Coming back into your double knee position here. Let's reach the right arm down as the left goes up. Increasing that side body stretch. Lift that top arm up. Slide, reach, and let the head go. So it's going over to the side as you reach that left arm down. Side body stretch. Lift up, push, reach, and stretch. Lift it up, reach, lengthen, and up. Good. This time we're going to make the top arm go over to the side more as we reach the bottom arm down towards the floor. So we're getting more of a side body stretch. Lift that arm up, around, reach, and over to the side where that top arm head goes. Repeat. Lift, up, reaching down and side. Try to increase that stretch a little bit more. Up, breathe, down and side. Good, let's take that once again. Lift, up, over and side. Now we're going to push our hip out to the side. So our hips are going out to the left. Left arm goes over to the right. Right arm is down. So we're increasing that side body stretch. You may feel this in the IT band on the left side. Coming up, let the hips shift, arm up, push the arm over and shift the hips out. So now we're stretching out that right hip IT band area as we reach out. Let's take that. Once again, in each side, press it out. Lengthen, reaching that hand down, hand over, hip to the side. Coming up, breathe. Up, hip, hand down, hand out to the side, hip out. Good, coming up right. Excellent. Let's bring that right hip out once again. From here, we're going to press, putting our hands on our elbow down on the inside thigh there. We're going to reach our left arm up as we press the hip down and we press the elbow down. We're reaching that left arm up and twisting to the back. Good. Bring that arm up, come upright, hands coming into the hips. Repeat that. Elbow, left arm. Pressing the hips down, opening up that left and taking a nice twist. Reaching to the back, shoulder blades squeeze together. Head looks to the back. Coming up and reset. We have two more. Breathe. Elbow, hip, reach, following that hand, shoulders down, shoulder blades squeeze together. Maybe you can open up and twist a little bit more. Good. And come up, right, lift, and all the way up to that starting position. Here we go. Last time. Through the hips. Elbow presses down on the thigh. Other arm lifts, shoulders are down, arcing back. Feeling that opening in the diagonal stretch to the back. Good. And come up, right, and lift. And let's bring that knee back in. Take a moment to notice how different the different sides of your body feel from that stretch, and let's equalize that out by bringing that left knee out. So we're pressing the elbow into the floor, pressing the hips out, reaching the right arm now this time. Up, twist, press with that elbow down on the thigh, and open up to the back. This first time you won't get as far as you will. On the last one, coming down, lift, and reset. Make sure you're breathing. So from here, elbow, hip down, reaching out, press with the elbow into the thigh, twist and reach to the back. The second time you might be able to open up a little bit more. Many different places in your upper torso, shoulder area, arm area where you may feel this stretch. And come up and reset. We have two more. Bend, elbow, reach with the hand, lift, following the hand with the head. Shoulders are down, shoulder blades squeeze, reaching to the back, opening out. Good. Come back up, lift, reset. Last time, here we go. Bend, elbow, reach, shoulders stay down, stretch, opening up in that upper body, twist. Excellent. Good. And come up and come upright. Good. Bringing that knee in, and let's just sort of push to the side and side through the hips, just to ease out a little bit. And push. And tilting over to the side and side. Good. And side and side. Excellent. Coming up right. Let's take a couple more. Hips bending down and coming all the way up. And bending down and coming all the way up. And bend down. Lift all the way up. And last time, bend down and come all the way up. Excellent. Let's come down, find a way to sit. Bring our legs so that our feet are touching. Divine flesh is out from underneath us. Backs are straight. And press the legs out. Now you're going to find that one leg may have more of a stretch than the other. You can really see it on my knee. And it may depend on some of the injuries that you may have sustained throughout your life. So we're going to take a little helper there to open up the hips and the inner thighs by crossing the left hand over to the right, keeping the back straight. Right arm comes up, inhale. As we exhale, we're going to press the heel of the hand into the crook of that right hip and slide down along that thigh. So we're really trying to stretch the muscle out there and lift up, inhale. Crook of the hip, press, using the pressure of the heel of the hand there to slide out as you keep your back straight. Let's take two more. Lift up and into the crook, push and slide. And you may find that the muscles start to relax in the hip and the thigh there because they want to be lengthened, they want to be loose. And press, and you're just kind of giving it a little bit of a massage to increase that stretch. Good, all the way out there. And then sit up and notice how much easier it is for that leg, that right leg, to be nice and loose there. You still have the left to work on. Let's reset the divine flesh and make sure that back is nice and tall. We're crossing the right hand over to the left. Right hand up. Got a twist towards the the left knee there in our torso. Breathing in, pressing into the crook of the hip there and sliding out along that thigh. Now, because I know this is the hip that has an inside thigh that has more of a struggle to stay loose, inhale, I can really feel this. And you may find that you have one particular hip or side that feels like it's really utilizing this beautiful massaging, stretching action you're giving yourself. Two more. Lift up, inhale, and press, push and slide. Really feel the lengthening that you're creating in the inside thigh muscles there. And last time, inhale and press and slide. You might actually feel the muscles let go and become looser and release. Okay, check it out. Wiggle those thighs and see what happens. You're going to find that you do have more stretch in this whole area from that exercise. Excellent. So let's close the legs up. We're going to shoot them forward and sitting up tall still, getting the divine flesh out from underneath us. You might feel a little engagement in the hamstrings there. Let's just do a little work with our hands and feet. So our hands are out, elbows are slightly bent, shoulders are down. We're going to flex both the heels and the hands. And push through. Now make the wrists go all the way down as you point your feet. Repeat. Coming up and flex. Good. Push through and point. 2 more. Reach up and flex. And push through and point all the way through. And last time, lift it up and flex. And push through and point. Now come back to a neutral position. Wiggle the hands and feet out. And let's make fists with the hands. And point the feet. And now we're going to circle both the wrists and the ankles. Going out, keeping that back nice and tall. We're trying to work in the joints there. All the way up and around. Here's our 4th one. Circling around, up and out. Let's take 2 more. So we'll take a total of 6 altogether. Up and around. And see if you're finding you're getting more of a circle, bigger circle there. The circumference. And let's reverse that now. Here we go, up and around. Make sure that you're not lifting up on the shoulders as you work through those wrists. And then allow the ankles to really smoothly move. Good, here's our 4th one. Let's take 2 more and exaggerate the position as best you can so you're really opening up and releasing any blocks you might have in those joints. Good. All the way around, wiggle that out. Excellent. Good. Sitting up tall once again, get the divine flesh out from underneath you, arms up. And we're going to just reach to a diagonal. So I'm reaching off to a diagonal line here. My back is straight and folding from the hip flexors there. And we're going to reach the right hand up with the flex as we flex that right foot. So we're reaching the foot out and the hand up on that diagonal. Shift and reach and shift and reach. Keep going. Lift and reach on that diagonal line. Pushing out, and you have multiple places where you may be feeling a stretch there. Reach and stretch it out and stretch it out. Good. Coming back to your beginning position. Feet are pointed. Both arms are up and lift up. Good. Bring the hands down and wiggle the feet out. Thighs. Let everything go. Okay, let's do a little work on our shoulders. We're going to bring those shoulders forward, lift, back, and down. Forward, lift, back, and down. 2 more. Forward, lift, back, and down. And forward, lift, back, and reverse it. Now your feet are not formed, they're not flexed or pointed, so you can relax them so you can really focus on this action in the shoulder. Big circles, good. Back, lift, forward, and down. Last one, back, lift, forward, and down. Good. Bring the hands behind just to give you a little bit of support, but don't lean into it. Keeping the back straight. We're going to flex our feet and rotate out. We're feeling that in our hips. And rotate cross. Reach out with the hips. And our feet just reflect what's happening. We're trying to cross one foot in front and then the other one at the next pass through. And we have one more time. Reach it out and cross. Let's go back into the out position. So our heels are aiming towards each other, toes away. Again, get the divine flesh out from underneath you. And you're going to find that you're utilizing the glutes and the upper thighs in a different way. And let's go back into the arms up, shoulders are down. And we're going to keep this flex position here. And we're going to go into that diagonal line that we did before. Good. Noticing that you get a little bit more of a stretch in the hamstrings and also the rotation of the legs, upper part of the legs. Now we're going to reach again with the hands in a flex position, even though our feet are maintaining the flex. So here we go. And reach off to the diagonal. Feel the heel reaching out as the hand does. The same, and reach and stretch. And notice where you feel this compared to the time that we did it with the legs in a parallel position. Reach and reach way out there. And reach. Here's our third set. Feel that length and reach. And you may find yourself holding more from the hip flexors. So your back stays straight. Reach out and reach out. Good. Coming up, right? Arms up. Let's point our feet and then lift up. In this rotating position, let's go over into that flat back and let's go all the way down. Now here we go into really stretching the hamstring. We did a little warm up by those reaches, but this is going to be a full-on stretch, allowing the back to curve. You might feel like you don't get very far. Let's make sure we shake our heads out. No. And then shake your hands, yes. Repeat that. Shake the head, no. And then shake our hands, yes. Excellent. Now let's take our hands and bring them to the inside of our lower leg and still are maintaining that rotated out position. We're going to slide the hands one at a time along the inside of the leg down to the toe. As we do that, we're going to allow our bodies to shift to the other side. So from here, deep breath in. We're sliding the right hand along that leg, bringing the left shoulder back and twisting and looking to the left. The elbow on the left side might come way back. We're keeping our shoulders down, but we are getting a stretch in multiple places, but you're definitely going to feel that in your lower back. And then come back down to your neutral position, and let's take it to the other side. Deep breath in. As we slide, the left hand along the inside of that left leg and right elbow goes back. We are twisting the upper body along with the head. Shoulders are down. What does this do in your lower back? And let's repeat that from here. Inhale as you slide and come to an equal position, and then exhale and take that twist. I'm feeling this quite a bit in my lower spine. And repeat, breathing in. Slide, twist the torso to the left as the right as the left hand reaches forward. How far forward can you get that hand? How far back can you get the elbow? And twist and lower towards the floor. We're going to take 2 more sets. And breathing in. Each time you're trying to angle your body a little bit closer to the floor. So you're going to increase the stretch in the spine. All the while you're maintaining this position with your hips. And breathe in. Slide. Left hand goes out over left leg, twisting to the right. Maybe you find yourself lowering over. You feel a crease in the front of the hips. That's where you're feeling this fold come from. And your hamstrings are getting a stretch. Let's take it once more in each direction. Breathing in. Slide, twist, and stretch. I'm lowering myself purposely, and I want you to see if you can too. And trying to really fold from that crease in front of the hips. And breathing in. Exhale as you slide left hand along left leg and twist the torso to the right. Excellent. Good. Come back to your neutral position and let's push up, rolling up through the spine. You can push with your hands to roll up through the spine. Good. All the way up. And your legs are still rotated out. Let's take a wider position with our legs in this turned out position and start working again on the hips. Starting with the right hip, we're going to roll the hip. We're rolling it over. Your knee can be slightly bent. We're really trying to work into that hip. This leg stays turned out as we rotate this one out more. Here we go. So you have this anchored position. Oftentimes we do this with the leg in a parallel position, but we're trying to rotate it to increase this stretch through the right hip. Rotate it out. 2 more. And roll. Pushing that hip up and then come out and turn it out. And we have 1 more. And roll. all the way as far as you can go. Hopefully it feels like it's getting easier to do. Rotate out and open it out. Good. Coming back to a neutral position, letting the leg come back to a more natural rotated position. We're going to flex that right foot and keeping this leg where it is, we're going to take a deep breath in and push out away in that diagonal line with that hip. So you're going to find that the hip does move. And now we're going to move it back in. So we're manipulating the hip in a different direction, out, and then in. Still trying to keep this leg, that's your anchor leg, in that rotated position and with a pointed foot. Push it out. You find that your torso is going to reflect some of this in, and you may find you get a stretch in the inside thighs. You do this, reach it out. Good. And then come back in. Good. And then come to your neutral position. Point that foot sitting up tall. Let's just notice for a moment how it feels to be right on top of this hip, this sit bone. You might find that you are really more upright on it compared to the one that we haven't worked with. So now, once again, restate that rotation in the hip area. This is your anchor leg, hands behind it, and we're going to roll the left hip. And again, that knee doesn't have to be completely straight, it can be slightly bent. And up, keep this leg where it is in that rotation and exaggerate the rotation on this hip. We've got 3 more of those. Reach it and roll it. And up and open. And reach it and roll it. And up. Open it out. See if you can get more of a rotation there. And roll it in, inwards. And then up and roll it outwards. So we're working on opening up the hip. Come back to your sitting up straight. Both legs are rotated out. You're resetting that. And we're going to flex this foot, keep this one pointed. And here we go. Deep breath in. We're pushing that hip away. So you should feel like there's an action out on that diagonal line. And then bring it back in. And drive it, push it out. Maintaining a rotation on your anchor leg. And push it out. Good. And bring it back in. And last time, pushing it out. Reach it. Good. And come back in. Now, a lot of what we're doing is sort of subtle, and you have to sometimes find the muscles. Let's point that foot sitting up tall. And you may once again feel like now you have an increased ability to sit up tall because we've really worked through that hip and released through it. Excellent. Let's bring the legs together. Scoot a little bit away from the back edge of your mat so that you are sitting on the mat, but you've got some play here with your legs. And we're going to bring the legs up, rotate them out. From here, we're going to bring our hands behind, push the heels out in this rotated position. We've been working on this rotated position. Way out there till you straighten the legs, bring the legs in. And now we're going to push the legs out to a diagonal. It could be a wider diagonal than you had before. And then coming back in, and we're going to repeat that. So we're pushing out, reaching, and utilizing that rotation we've built in the hips. Come up, push them out, and slide. Each time you're trying to come to a sitting position where you've got your backs nice and tall, utilizing those sit bones there. Good. Lift up. As we go into this diagonal, you're going to find you get more of a stretch in the inside thigh. Excellent. And we have one more. And push forward, lifting up through the spine. Good. Lift, drive it out, and push. Good. Let's come back to that open position. And you can sit back a little bit, making sure that back is straight. Holding on to the ankles, we're going to roll forward with our upper body. So head goes down, shoulders roll. Hands or elbows are going out. Drop the heads down. You may find you want to put your hands on the floor and increase that curve in the spine while maintaining this rotated out position. And then rolling back up through each one of those places on your back. If you're finding that the floor is uncomfortable for you with the backs of your feet there, you can always move back and get your feet on the surface of the mat. Rolling forward, reach, sliding or folding again from the hip flexors. Heads go down, maybe you can get a little farther out, feeling the stretch in the inside thighs as well as along the spine. Now we're engaging the abdominals, rolling up, lift, and come upright. 2 more. And roll down. Excellent. Slide, breathe. Head goes down. How far over can you get? And rolling back up through that spine, opening up through the vertebra, neck, and all the way up to the top of the head last time. Chin goes down to the chest. Reach, drop, slide, all the way out. Maybe you've gotten quite a bit farther out. Your hands are out, shoulders are down, elbows are down. Feeling all those different places where you may be experiencing an opening or a stretching. And then rolling back up and come up to an upright position. Good. Let's shoot back a little bit. And we're going to take our right leg and bring it underneath us and cross our left leg on top. So we're kind of we're aiming towards getting our knees on top of each other. You might not quite get there with our backs nice and straight. And already you may feel some stretch in the hips there. Backs are lifted. Trying to maintain contact between the legs. We're going to roll forward over that knee, just in the same way that we just did with the roll forward, straight forward. And here we go. We'll roll. Hands come down. Now you're folding from your hips and we're dropping down. Now, as we do this, we're not going to get super far, but you want to maintain both hips down, and you're going to find you get more stretch on the back of the spine and into the glutes. That's your left leg, which is on top. And roll back up. What we're also working on is creating flexibility in the spine. And roll, brush, hands go out, heads go out, elbows are down. If you need to, you may find that you can slide your head to either side of the knee, the top knee, to help increase that stretch for yourself. Lifting up and all the way up through the spine. Shoulders come down as head comes up. 2 more. Roll. Now I'm sliding my head to the right side of that left knee, trying to get a little farther over. Really feeling more of a stretch along that left back thigh, hip area. And roll up. Breathe and lift. We have 1 more. And slide, roll, drop, down. Heads go down. Elbows are down. You might find that you've gotten quite a bit farther over. And then roll back up and come to an upright position. Excellent. Good. Let's shift the legs, bring them to the front for a moment and just beat the thighs out and shift to the other side. So now the left leg is going to go under, right leg goes on top. And you may find that it's easier on one side than the other. You don't want to be lifted on the hip. You want that right hip to be down. And from here, we're starting with straight legs. Legs are trying to, bent legs. And we have the thighs trying to touch each other. We're going to roll and fold from the hip there. So here we go. Roll. We're going over the knee. This first time you may find that you don't get very far. Heads go down. And then rolling up through the spine. Remember, whenever you're working with rolling in the spine, you also have to think about engaging the abdominals, coming up right. Here's our second one. If you're ready to slide your head either towards the left or the right of that knee, you can, whichever direction you want to go to. And then roll back up, still maintaining both hips on the floor and feeling the action happening in the spine. Third one, roll down, slide, reach. How far out can you get? Still maintaining both hips on the floor. You may find that you've gotten quite a bit farther over, increasing that stretch in that top leg, that right leg, and roll up. Breathe, nice and tall, good. And last time, here we go, slide, roll, drop, hanging out. How far out can you get? Maybe inch it out a little bit more with the fingers, still maintaining the hip on the floor. Excellent. And then roll up, breathe, and come upright. Good. Okay, let's come back to the center, unfold those legs. let's take one more roll in and out series of those legs because you're going to really feel this in your hip. So we're going to flex the feet, anchor leg, lift the right leg up, and then we're going to rotate in and maintain that flex and come up and open and lift up and over. Your anchor leg is parallel. It's not rotated at this point because we're really trying to ease up in that right hip area. And out. Good. And last time. In and out. Coming up right. Slide the right leg out, sitting up tall. Bring the left one up. Maintaining, rotating in. Maintaining your ankle leg straight out into a parallel position, opening up that hip on the left side. In and out. Good. And in and out. Now, if you've been doing any running or parallel walking kinds of motions, this is going to ease up some of the stress that you've been putting on the legs in that locomotive motion. Okay, leg comes up and leg out. Let's take the feet and get them taller. Your feet flexed and you get to divine flesh out from underneath you and push the hips front and back, allowing the upper body to twist. And push and twist. Repeat, push it out and twist. Way out there with that heel and the hip and over to the left side. 2 more sets. And lift and out. From here, let's take our left hand, bring it farther out away from us. Lift the right hand up and try and bring the hand over towards the back wall. You've got a little bend in the elbow and twist. It's just to open up in the torso and that area where the hip and lower spine is. Push up and come to the other side, pushing the left hip forward. Slide the right arm out, bend the elbow, reach that left arm up and twist and reach and try to bring that hand towards, with the bent elbow there, towards the back wall there. And come up, let's take that once more. So we're really just expanding this hip integrator motion and lift, press, reaching that left arm up, looking to the back, pushing that hip away as you try and bring that arm up and over and lift, and let's take it to the left side. Here we go. Left hip and foot. Right hand back, it slides back. As the hip goes forward, you're bringing the left hand over and bending at the elbow and reaching that hand out towards the wall, getting an arc in that spine. And come up, right. Excellent. Good. Let's let those feet relax. And let's turn to the side of the mat, getting divine flesh out. And let's work on that lower spine more. Here we go. Lower back curves. Hands are helping you to maintain that curve. Then push through, lift, and up. So we're now focusing a little bit more lower in that lower spine there to try and get some action and some fluidity. Lift and up and push back. Stretch it out. Good. Push and rolling back up. And let's take that once more and roll it to the back. Excellent. Push it through, roll, lift, and come up. Now we're going to take a little abdominal work, but it's also helping us to stretch out our lower spine. So we've got your C curve, bring the arms out. We're going to just bring the elbows back, and let's make a fist. So we're bringing the elbows back and twisting in that C curve. Get that elbow going back as far as you can so you can feel a little stretch also in the shoulder. And keeping that going, twist, breathe, and reach, and twist, and over. Front arm goes back, and twist, and back arm. Good. Let's repeat that. Over, front arm, and coming to the front, shift, and back arm. Good. Bring your arms out, hands come down, push through that lower spine, and lift up. Good. Let's roll all the way down to our elbows here. So we're still in that curved position. I still want you to maintain the engagement with the abdominals and bring the knees up slightly. Keeping that lower back going to the floor. So we've got that core work happening. Elbows are down. Don't sag in the shoulders. And we're going to stretch that front leg out into a pointed position. Bring the knee in, put the foot off the floor, bring the knee into the head, stretch it out. Still working the abs, and lift, and in. Reach it out, and lengthen, and in. Shoulders stay down. Last time, reach it out, and stretch, and in. Up to the head, foot down, let's take it to the other side, stretching that back leg out, and bring it in. Lift, shoot it out. Still holding on to those abs, lift, and up. Good. Shoot it out and lengthen. Lift it up and in and shoot it out and lengthen. Keeping those backs in that curve and lift and out. Now we're going to work with a higher position, which is going to engage the abdominals a little bit more, keeping that curve. So from here, stretch out that front leg, lift it up, flex that foot, and we're going to bring the knee to the head, and then reach it out and lift it up. And come down, still engaging the abdominals. Knee into the head. Reach it out. It's not on the floor. Lift it up. You should be feeling this in your abs. And knee, good. And reach it out. Feeling the back, stretch out. Lift it up and down. Good. And knee comes in. Good. And reach it out. And lift it up and out. Let the leg come down, point it, coming in, other side. Stretch that back leg out. Flex the foot and lift it. And here we go. Coming in to the forehead. Reach it out and then lift it up and come down. You might be feeling a little hamstring stretch on that. And knee comes into the forward. Reach it out. Still working on those abdominal muscles. Lift and down. Two more. And knee comes to the forehead. Excellent. Stretch it out. Breathe. Lift it up and down. And once more. Knee comes in and reach it out and lift it up and out. Point the foot, lower the leg, bring it in. Good. From here, let's slide all the way down. Heads are on the floor. And just feel the back foot settling into the floor. Let's bring the arms out a little bit and let's take both knees, not on top of each other, drop them down to the front. From here, we're going to work with that top hip and push it up. So you're getting a little bit of an arc through the spine. And you may find that your back shoulder wants to lift and then release it and come back down and push and stretch and come back and down. Two more. Push and stretch and release it and come down. Last time. Push it up and stretch and release it and come up. Let that hip come down. Now we're going to go back up, feel the stretch, and then lift the other heel onto the back of that knee area, into the thigh, that lower thigh area, and allow the weight of that foot to push the knee down as you keep pressing that hip up to the ceiling, which will give you a deep stretch in that hip area. Good. Release that top foot. Come back to your neutral position on your back and just notice how that hip that we worked with feels compared to the other one. It may feel like your whole hip has relaxed and it's also maybe down more towards the floor. And so from here, let's take it to the other side. Letting the legs go over to the back there. And now we're pushing this new hip up to the ceiling. And as you can see, there's a little arc through that back there. As you press that hip up, the knee goes down towards the floor and release and press it up, push. It's a big arc that we're making here and come down, but it's sort of in a diagonal line and push it up. You may find that this shoulder wants to come off or the shoulder blade comes off the floor and release. That's okay. And then push. Here's our fourth one. Lift it up. Feel that stretch. Excellent. And come down. And then we're going to take it one more time.
So we're pushing up. We're going to allow that bottom heel to come up, and the foot is flexed, and you're pressing that back of the knee there, or the side of the knee down as the hip comes up. So you're increasing that whole stretch, that whole arcing action through the hip there. Keep breathing. Good. And then release the heel down, come back to your neutral position. And just notice again how it feels in those hips. You may feel like you are really settled in there and that the whole hips have a little bit more looseness there. So let's shoot the legs out. We're going to point the feet, bring the arms out to the side. We're going to arc up through that lower spine. So we're pushing the lower spine, using the hands to lift up and then come upright. We're going to roll back down using the abdominals. So we've opened up this whole area so that we can really allow the body to float up in that arc. Lift up and roll back down. Excellent. Feet are pointed, legs are parallel to ankle for you. We have two more. Let that head go. Lift up, reach, lift and roll down all the way. Excellent. And come down. Let's do that one more time. Arc up, lift, up. Beautiful. And roll back down. Excellent. Okay, from here, let's bend our legs up, get the back on the floor, adjust your position, bring your knees into the chest. Hug them in. You can either have your hands on your knees or make the knees go in the crook of your elbows, and then press the knees towards the chest, keeping that lower back on the floor. From here, we're going to open the thighs, bring our feet together, feet flex, hands are going to come to the ankles, and we're reaching the knees down. So again, we're working in that hip area, and it will be a slightly different stretch than we've done so far, and come back in and hug the knees to the chest. We're going to take 3 more of those. Feet come together, feet flex, hands go to the ankle, dropping the knees to the side and down and away from you. Arms will straighten. Good, and coming in, knees hug. Third one, feet, hands, heels, knees go down and open. And last time, coming in, hug the knees to the chest. Good. And reach, feet, heels, knees, and open. Excellent. Coming back into your knees, hugging position here. Good. And let's roll to the side. Arm goes underneath you. You've got your knees, you're in your side line. We're going to roll up. You all know how to do that by pushing that top hip up and letting the spine undulate up and coming to that right position. Perfect. Okay, so now let's go back onto our hands and knees here and get a little more action going in the bottom of our lower legs there. So from here, we're going to take that front foot and flex it and push back, stretching out the Achilles there. Roll forward through the foot and come over to the top of the foot there. Roll, press, and lengthen. Shoulders are down. Our focus is on the toes, on the bottom of the foot, and into the Achilles and the calf muscle. Press it back. Stretch it out. Good. And roll, push, and point. And last time, roll it back. Press and stretch. Excellent. And roll forward, push through, lay the toes down, and then bring the leg in. And notice the difference between one leg and the other. Let's take it to the back leg, toe, flex, press, and push out, stretching out the Achilles. And roll through that foot. Really enjoy that roll and stretching out of the instep. And then push back. Breathe. Shoulders are down. Way out through the heel. And roll. Stretching out. Good. And over to the top of the toes. 2 more. And press it out. Lengthening. And roll. Stretching. Coming to the back side of the top of the toes there. And then push. Press. And stretch out. Good. And roll all the way into the toes and knees go down. Let's push back into child's pose for just a moment.
And reach that front arm forward, opening up in the armpit area and upper rib cage, and release. Other side, inhale, exhale, reaching the back arm. And release. Let's take that once more. Reach, lengthen, out. And release. And back arm, reaching it out. Lengthen. And come back in. From here, let's come back up into the hands and feet position, curl the toes under, and we're going to go into down dog. So we're pressing out through the heels to the floor and the hips go up to the ceiling, feeling the fold happen in the crease of the hips. It's not a dramatic fold, but that's where you're feeling the fold there. Good. And let's come back down and go into a plank. So if you need to inch the hands out a little bit more, you can. And here we go, into the plank. Hips come down. And press the heels back. Down dog. And plank. And press out. Good. And plank. And press out. Way out. And plank. Let's go back into down dog. Excellent. From here, we're going to lift that front foot up, point the foot, lift the leg out, rotate it out, and open up to your high lift there. Excellent. Bend the knee so that the foot is going down towards the back of the back wall there. Flex that foot, and then press the knee back a little bit more so you're opening in the hip a little bit more. Good. Come back to neutral. Press that leg up in that flex position. Bend. Foot is still flexed. Push the hip back. So you're getting a little bit of a twist there as you maintain this position. Come back to neutral and stretch that foot up. Seeing if you can increase the stretch. Here we go. Bend. Press that hips back. Good. Coming back to neutral and stretch up. And last time. Bend. Press the foot back, hips open, getting a little bit more of a twist there. Come back to neutral, stretch up. Good. Point through that foot, coming back down. We're moving from a turned out position into a parallel position. Good. And then going down. Let's press back into down dog once more. And we're going to bring our knees down, stretching out the toes. Toes come back and go into child's pose. Heads go down. So you can see why we did all of this prep work early on in the hips. We're going to take this to the other side. You may be feeling that in your glutes as well. And then let's come back up to hands and knees. Hands can come a little farther forward, curl the toes under, and press into down dog. Good. Let's go back into the plank position. And press back into down dog. You keep going. Plank. And down dog. Two more. And press into your plank. Good. And down dog. And press. Push. And into your down dog. And let's go into the other leg. So we've got the back leg pointing. It comes up. It rotates out. And it goes as high as it can. Feeling that nice stretch. Good. Bend. Opening the thigh. Flex that foot. And now we're pushing the heel back as we open up the hip. Good. Come back to neutral. And then stretch the heel up to the ceiling. Good. Three more. Bend. Push it back. Make sure you're breathing. Feel the twist, a little twist with the hip. So you're opening up that hip area and then come back to neutral and press the heel up as high as you can get. Good. Two more. Bend. Press it out. Opening up there. As far back as you can get and maintain your balance. And then come back to neutral and stretch up high. Feel the heel reaching out. And last time, bend it, press it behind you. Good. Coming back to neutral, stretch it up. From here, we're going to point the foot, lower the leg down in that rotated position. Then it comes into a parallel position and you come into your down dog. Let's press the heels back once more. Good. Bend the knees down through the toes relax, and then going into your child's pose. Now, while we're here, I'd like you to bring your hands behind you, clasp the hands together, and stretch the arms up to the ceiling. Opening up the shoulders, feeling the breath that's happening in the shoulder area. Good, and then allow the hands to come down and roll up through your spine, coming to an upright position. Excellent. Okay, let's go back to our hands and knees. And we're going to rotate. So from here, hands and knees, we're going to rotate, slide that front leg out, rotate the hips, and then lift this arm upright. So we're getting a side plank, but we've got it supported on that knee. Good. From here, hands up, we're going to maintain our legs where they are, and we're going to curve the upper body to the back as we bring that hand through the space we've created here. And then lift up and stretch. So this is more of a balance exercise for some of you. For some of you, you may feel it more as a stretch, but there is a balance aspect for everybody. And lift and up. And we have two more. Slide and press. Good. And lift and up. Last time. Curve it, breathe it, and lift it. And here you go. Excellent. Let's come back down to both hands and knees position here. And we're going to take it to the other side. So I'm going to be showing you the back side. Shooting that back leg out, rotate the hips, place the hand where you need to, and then lift and up. There you go. Here we are, we're balancing. And we're curving and twisting. Good. Lifting and coming upright. And curving and twisting. And lifting. And you might have one side that feels more difficult to maintain the balance than the other. And here's our third one. You might be wiggling. Twist. Good. Lift. And up. Last time. And we're curving through. Good. And twist. And lift. And stretch. Good. Coming back to your hands and knees position. Let's bend down and go into child's pose. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. And then roll up through the spine. Let's come into an open knee position. So again, we're going to be working on the hips. So we've opened the knees out. Again, if you need to have a little padding for your knees, you can do that. This is going to be a deep opener for the hips here. So knees are out. You can take your hands and put them wherever you need to help you get into this. But we're going to press this hip forward. Now, if you want to put your hands crossing over like this to have a brace here to help push that hip even more forward, you can do that, but our shoulders are down, our upper body will twist, but we're really focusing on this area of the hip. And then bring that hip back and down, shift to the side. Hip opens here, press it and stretch. Whatever your hands need to help you, feel that opening in the hip. We're going to take that a total of 4 times. So we're really pressing through that hip, adding pressure, however you need to make that happen for you. And come back, and let's take that again on this left side here. Push, press, and stretch. Shoulders stay down. I am allowing my hands to press to help facilitate the movement there of that left hip there. Good, and we've got 2 more sets. Push, if this gets to be too onerous for you at some point, then you can
come back into a neutral position. But if you can maintain this position and really work this hip in this way, you're going to find that you really are able to increase your stretch as you go into an open-legged position. Here we go, push, good, and come back to neutral, and push hip, and stretch. This is a position that I don't do very often in classes, so be mindful. I don't want you to be hurting yourself. And come back to neutral. Bring your hands forward and help your knees to come back into a sitting position. And you're going to really feel like you work those muscles because you really did. Okay, so let's sit and let's see if we can reap the benefits of that stretching by bringing the legs into as wide a second position as you can. And you may be a little bit surprised after doing that exercise to find that you can really get quite stretched out there. So we're sitting up tall and we got our feet flexed. We're going to just flex the feet up, push through the balls of the feet and point, and flex, push through and point, and flex, push through and point. And we're still working on opening up that inside thigh, flex, and push through. Now let's add a bent knee. Now you're trying not to bring the heels in, and you're going to find this is a deep stretch here. And push through and point. Flex, bend, lift, keep the back straight. Push through and point. And flex up. Push through and point. And let's take that once more. Flex up and push through and point. Now let's gently bring our legs together just to ease off for a little bit before we go back out again. And here we go. You ready? We're going out. And we've got the backs nice and tall. You may have to help your legs get into the widest position that you're able to do right now. And we've got the divine flesh out from underneath us. And we're going to twist to the right with our upper body, keeping this hip down. And we're going to roll through the top of our heads and slide out towards a diagonal position. Elbows are going down, legs stay rotated out, heads are down. And we're going to take 4 deep breaths. So here we go. Breath in. Exhale, slide. Again, breathing in. And reach out. Lengthening out. 2 more. This might be quite extreme. Inhale. And exhale. And last time. Inhale. And exhale. Going out as far as you can. If you can get your head on the floor, great. And then use your hands to slowly rolling up through that spine. Coming to an upright position and lift. And you're going to find that this left hip got the big stretch. So now we're going to go to the other side. But let's take a little bit more work with our feet for a moment. Let's circle the feet around just to ease out in that point. And circle, good. 2 more, circling to the front and circling to the back. Let's reverse that, going to the back, letting the hips settle out and stretch it out and out. Good, come back to your point. Make sure that you've got the hips rotated out, shifting upper body to the other side, rolling down on that diagonal line. So now this hip needs to stay down and rotated out. That's the one you're going to really focus on as you come out into your lengthened position with the spine. Deep breath in. As you exhale, lengthen. Breathing in. And lower and reach the hands out. Repeat. Inhale. Exhale, reach. And last time, deep breath in. And exhale and reach. Way out there. Breathe. And then use your hands to roll up so you're really rolling through the spine. Lift. Coming all the way up to an upright position. Excellent. Let's gently bring the legs together here. And beat them out. Perfect. Okay, let's come into a folded position with our right leg in front. Remember, we're creating that triangle shape, knees to hips, backs are straight. And let's just take a little bit of work in our upper body. So we're going to take our left hand, put it on the outside of our right thigh area, and we're going to reach this arm up, and we're going to cross over. So we're getting a twist here through that spine, but then I want us to open that arm up, similar to what we've done, and we're going to bring the arm behind, bring this elbow into a bed position, so we're twisting and opening up our upper spine area. Good. Come back up, and we're going to go directly side again. Maybe get a little farther over to the side. And lift up with that arm. Bring that hand behind as you grab that thigh and twist and open, letting the head drape back as best you can. So we're really opening up this upper chest area. Come back up to an upright position and going to the side. How far over can you get? Good. Lift up. Breathe in. Exhale and reach the back. Shoulder blades. Stay pressing together here as best you can. And then come back up. Here's our last one. Reaching over to the side. Maybe you've gotten quite a bit over. Good. Lift up with that hand. Breath in. Exhale and open. Excellent. Come back up to center. Let's bring that arm down and realign yourself up. And you may find that that was quite a deep stretch for this upper body. We're going to shift and take it to the other side. So we're going to bring the other leg in front. Divine flesh is up from underneath, back there. And now the right hand goes over against that thigh. We're reaching this arm up, bending the elbow as we reach to the side. Now this first time you will feel like you haven't gotten very far compared to the other side. And then arm comes up, deep breath in. As we exhale, we pull the elbow down and bend it and open the chest, reaching to the back. Letting that head drape. Good. And then come back up to the center. Deep breath in and reach to the side, and you may find you can get a little farther over. Arm is long. Try not to let that elbow bend. Good. Lift up. Inhale. Exhale. Now bottom elbow bends as you reach that arm behind and you're opening up. Should feel like you're getting more of a stretch this time. Come back up to center. Deep breath in. Exhale and reach. In some cases, it might feel pretty dramatic how much farther over you can get. Both hips stay on the floor. Coming up right. Inhale. Exhale. Elbow comes down, twisting, reaching that arm behind, and opening up in that upper chest area. Good. And here comes the last time. Arm comes up. Deep breath in. Reach over. How far over can you get? Might be quite far. And lift up, inhale, exhale, elbow comes down, open, twist, and reach. Good. Come back to center, bring the arms down, and slowly roll the spine up. This was quite a bit of work and opening in this whole area. Okay, maintaining this position, getting the divine flesh up from underneath. Let's bring our arms out to the side, breathing in. Hands come together, hands come to the heart chakra. And give thanks to yourself, thanks to your body for opening up and releasing any blocks that you might have had in your body, so that now your energy and your chi, your blood, your lymph can all flow much more freely. Have a great rest of the day.